Hey everyone, I'm Monique. Welcome to New Bear. As Mother's Day approaches, I thought it would be nice to make something a little special for all the wonderful mums in our lives. I'm incredibly lucky to have a mum who is not only my mother, but also my best friend. This bookmark, named Elaine, is a small tribute to the most incredible woman and mother I know. I'm working in size 20 thread and using the New Bear colourway of Dappled Willow. I'll leave a link below if anyone wants to check out this or any of the other colourways I have on Etsy. The free pattern is available in the files of the New Bear Tatting group on Facebook. Elaine has worked with basic rings, chains, long picots, split rings and a join which I've called the corner picot join. I haven't seen this type of join before, but if you have, please let me know so I can give due credit. I'll show everything I do on camera, but I won't go into full explanations for every technique because there are already detailed tutorials on my channel. I will explain the corner picot join because that is one I don't have a video for yet. Links for the New Bear Tatting group and the tutorials are in the description box below. The bookmark is worked in 3 sections. It has 6 different picot sizes and 1 bare thread measurement. This pattern snakes around quite a bit with section 1 encroaching on section 2. So I've used a combination of colours and letters to make identification easier. Purple, green and black are used to identify each section. Picot lengths are also identified by their respective colours, which are reflected in the written pattern using coloured dashes. I'll explain all that in more detail in a minute. Now these instructions are going to be a bit of a mouthful. Normally I'd say something like ring A, 6 picot 3, but for Elaine I need to give you the picot size and the stitch count at the same time, which if I was to do it as a normal instruction would sound like this. Ring A, 4 an 8mm picot, 4 a 15mm picot, 4 a 5mm picot, 2 a 5mm picot, 4 a 15mm picot, 4 an 8mm picot and 4. For the sake of everyone's sanity, I'm going to refer to the picots by their colour. So all of that jumble is condensed to 4 blue, 4 yellow, 4 pink, 2 pink, 4 yellow, 4 blue and 4, which tells you your stitch count and your picot size in half the time. Colour-coded picot gauges make things a lot easier. I cut up an address label, marked each one with a colour and stuck them to their respective gauges. If you're worried about texture coming off on your fingers and smudging into your work, pop a piece of sticky tape over the label. The label and tape easily peel off when we're done. To work Elaine, you're going to need 2 shuttles, size 20 thread and gauges in these sizes. Let's get started. I'd like to have a quick close-up look at picots, dashes and colours before we get into it. If we use the colour coding in conjunction with the stitch count, we can see that our large rings have a count of 4, then a blue picot, so it's an 8mm picot. We have 4 and yellow, so it's a 1.5 centimetre picot. Another 4 and pink. So it's a 5mm picot here. The count continues with 2, another 5mm, 4 double stitches and yellow, so it's a 1.5 centimetre, 4 double stitches and an 8mm picot shown by the blue. Finish the count with 4. The small rings are shown with blue, black and yellow. Only the blue and black picots are made as we work the small rings. The yellow picot belongs to the large ring, which gets threaded through the black picot on the small ring and joined to the large ring on the other side, which I'll explain properly when we get to that point. In all my tat-alongs, well actually before I start any pattern, the first thing I do is look at the pattern to suss out where my magic loops need to go. Magic loops are my favourite way to get rid of ends, but that is my own personal preference. There's absolutely no reason why you can't sew your tails in if that's what you like to do. So be sure to do what works for you. Because I'm using magic loops, I need to plan where they're going to go. A lot of patterns finish right back where they started, with tails being hidden in the first and last elements of the same round. All the tails for the next round are hidden within that round. Then there's patterns like this one. We finish a long way from where we begin. We also need to consider the tails for section 2 as we work section 1. Section 1 starts at ring A, as you'd expect, but then we go on a bit of a roller coaster ride and finish at ring D. So the first magic loop for section 1 needs to be placed in the beginning of the chain going from ring D to ring E. The second magic loop for section 1 is placed in the last few stitches of the chain as we work between ring R and ring D. We start section 2 by lock joining to the base of ring O in section 1, then work our way around to ring AA, to ring FF, and finish our chain into the base of ring L in section 1. So we need to place a loop as we work the chain between rings K and L in section 1, ready for the tail from section 2. The second loop for the second tail in section 2 is put in as we work the last few stitches of the chain connecting ring FF to ring L. The loops for section 3 need to be placed in the chains on either side of ring E. We'll be starting our split ring with continuous thread, working our way down and around the medallion and finishing at the base of ring EE. We have shuttle 1 and shuttle 2. We're working ring A with 4 blue, 4 yellow, 4 pink, 2 pink, 4 yellow, 4 blue, and 4. Rotate your ring. Don't reverse your work, just rotate it. We're swapping shuttles and setting our hand up for a chain. We have a yellow star at the beginning of our chain, which is telling us we need to begin the chain with a very small picot. We need a small picot here so that this chain has something to join back to. Now, I do prefer to work with a gauge, but I also find it easier to just eyeball tiny picots. You can also use a stitch marker here if you want to, so do what you're most comfortable with. We are chaining 15. Don't reverse your work, swap your shuttles and set up for ring B. Ring B has a count of 5 blue, 3 black, 3 blue and 5. Reverse your work. Get ready for ring C. Ring C starts with 5. We're joining back to the first picot on ring A. Work 3, black, 3 blue and 5. Now I just want to say something about the picot counts as well. So when we were doing ring C, I said to join back to the first picot on ring A, which on this side, the first picot would be this one over here. But when we made ring A, we were on this side. So picots are counted as they're made. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, meaning that when we reverse our work, picot 1 is on that side. So after ring C, we're not reversing our work, we're swapping our shuttles. And we're chaining 15. Whenever I have 2 rings sitting like this, I like to do the second half stitch first, because that comes right in here and makes those rings sit nice and closely. You don't have to do that second half, it's up to you. Reverse work. Ring D starts with 4. We're joining back to the third picot on ring B. Continue with 4 yellow, 4 pink, 2 pink, 4 yellow, 4 blue, and 4. Reverse your work and set up for a chain. There's a star on this chain, so we need to work a small picot at the start, and if you're using magic loops, remember to pop one in as you begin. The count is 12. Reverse work. Ring E has 5. Join back to the 6th picot on ring D. Work 3. A black, 3 blue and 5. Reverse work and chain 20. Reverse your work. Ring F has 4. Join back to the 3rd picot on ring E. Work the next 4. And we're ready for our first CPJ or corner picot join. Take your crochet hook down through the small picot on ring E, hook the 5th picot on ring D and pull it through. Keep your hook through the long picot and make a normal join to ring F. Continue ring F with 4. Join to the 4th picot on ring D. Work 2. Pink. 4 yellow, 4 blue and 4. Reverse your work. And chain 17 green and 3. So our green picot is our 4 mil picot. Reverse again. Ring G has 5. We're joining back to the 6th picot on ring F. Then working 3 black, 3 blue and 5. Reverse your work. We're chaining 3 green picot and 17. Reverse your work and tap rings H and I the same way we just did for rings F and G. After ring I, reverse your work and chain 12. Reverse again. Ring J starts with 4. Join back to the 3rd picot on ring I. Work another 4. And make your corner picot join through ring I to the 5th picot on ring H. Work 4. Join to the 4th picot on ring H. Work 2. And join to the 3rd picot on ring D. Continue with 4. Our next CPJ is worked the same way as the others. We're just coming from the top. So take your crochet hook through the small picot of ring B, hook the 2nd picot of ring D and pull it through, and join to ring J. Work the next 4. And join the 1st picot of ring B, and finish out your ring with 4. reverse work and chain 22. Lock join to the base of ring A. It's actually to that very small picot that we made at the start of the chain, which is at the base of ring A. Then continue with a count of 12. Reverse your work. Start ring K with 5. Join back to ring A. We have 3 black, 3 blue and 5. Reverse your work. We're chaining 12. If you're using magic loops, pop the loop in towards the end of the chain. We need this loop to hide the tail from section 2. Reverse work. Ring L has 4. Join to the 3rd picot on ring K. We have 4. And we're making our CPJ through ring K to the 5th picot on ring A. Work 4. Join to the 4th picot on ring A. We're finishing our ring with 2 pink, 4 yellow, 4 blue and 4. Reverse your work. Set up for a chain. Once again we have a star, so the chain starts with a small picot and we're working 15 double stitches. Don't reverse work, but swap your shuttles and set up for ring M. Ring M has 5. Blue, 3 black, 3 blue and 5. Reverse your work. Start ring N with 5. Join back to the 6th picot on ring L. And we have 3 black, 3 blue and 5. Once again, we're not reversing our work, we're swapping shuttles and chaining 15. So again, we have the two rings on top of each other, so I'm going to work that second half stitch to pull them in and then start my count of 15. Reverse work for ring O. We have 4. Join back to the third picot on ring M. Continue ring O with 4 yellow, 4 pink, 2 pink, 4 yellow, 4 blue and 4. Don't reverse your work, but rotate it and set up for a chain. Once again, our star is on the start of our chain, so we're working a small picot followed by 22 double stitches. Reverse your work for ring P. We have 4. Join back to the third picot on ring N. Work another 4. And then a CPJ through ring N to the 5th picot on ring L. After the join, we're doing another 4. Joining to the 4th picot on ring L. And finish ring P with 2 pink, 4 yellow, 4 blue and 4. Reverse work. And chain 12. Reverse work. Ring Q is 5. Join back to the 6th picot on ring P. we have 3 black, 3 blue and 5. Reverse your work and chain 12. Reversing our work for ring R. Start with 4. Join back to the 3rd picot on ring Q. Work 4. Then a CPJ through ring Q to the 5th picot on ring P. We have another 4. Join to the 4th picot on ring P. Work 2. And now join to the 3rd picot on ring A. Work 4. We're making our corner picot join. So we're coming from ring C to the 2nd picot on ring A. And joining. Work 4. And join to the 3rd picot on ring C. And finish our ring the count of 4. Reverse your work. We're chaining 22. Remember to include your magic loop in the last few stitches. Once you've finished your chain and cut your tails, take your core thread through the base of ring D. Tie a square knot. So we're going right over left and left over right. Now pull your tails through with your magic loops. Once again, I'm working with continuous thread. Take section 1 and lock join to the tiny picot we made at the base of ring O. Set your hand up for a chain, and we're working 12. Reverse your work. Ring AA has 5. join back to the 6th picot on ring O, and finish ring AA with 3 black, 3 blue and 5. Reverse your work, and we're chaining 20. Reverse work, begin ring BB with 4, join back to the 3rd ring, work 4, and CPJ through ring AA to the 5th picot on ring O. Work 4, and join to the 4th picot on ring O. Continue with 2 pink, 4 yellow, 4 blue and 4. Reverse your work, and chain 20. Reverse again, setting up for ring CC. We have 5, join to the 6th picot on ring BB, we have 3 black, 3 blue and 5. reverse your work, and chain 20. Reverse again, begin ring DD with 4, join to the third picot on ring CC, work 4, then make a CPJ through ring CC to the 5th picot on ring BB. Work 4, join to the 4th picot on ring BB, and finish out the ring with 2 pink, 4 yellow, 4 blue, and 4. Reverse work and chain 20. Reversing for ring EE, we're making 5, joining to the 6th picot on ring DD, and continuing with 3 black, 3 blue, and 5. Reverse work and chain 12. Reverse work again, begin ring FF with 4, Join back to the third picot on ring EE. Work 4. And work your CPJ through ring EE to the 5th picot on ring DD. Work 4. Join to the 4th picot on ring DD. Work 2. Join to the 4th, to the 3rd picot on ring O. We have 4. By going through the picot of ring M to hook the picot of ring O, and make our join. Work 4. Join to the 1st picot of ring M. And work 4. Reverse work and set up for your last chain of 22. Remember to place your magic loop in the last few stitches if you're using one. Cut and tie to the very small picot at the base of ring L. So we're bringing our core thread up through that little picot that we made at the start of the chain. Tie a square knot. And and get rid of your tails. Once again, I'm working with continuous thread. Start with 2 and join to the picot on the chain below ring G. Work 6. The underside is the same. We have 2. Joining to the picot on the adjacent chain. And work 6. There's a bare thread space between each of the split rings which measures 2 mil. I use a gauge to try and help keep my bare thread measurement consistent. So to do this, hold your gauge up against the base of the last ring that you just made. Wrap your hand for the next ring. Make sure you bring this thread up against the side of the gauge as you make the stitch. For split ring BB, we have a count of 8. Starting the second side of split ring BB. Now because I measured the bare thread space for the first side, I can just eyeball the second side. We're working 8. Repeat what we just did for split rings CC and DD, but note that the count for ring DD is 7 picot 1 on the top side and 7 picot 1 on the underside. We're not reversing our work, we're rotating it, ready for ring E, E. Before we begin the ring, I want to point out that we need to leave a small gap between rings D and E. We need that small gap so that we have room for our chains. So when you set your hand up, make sure the first stitch is placed just a little way down the thread. We're working 4, pink, then 2 black, 2 pink, and 4. Reverse your work, ready for a chain. Remember your magic loops if you're using them. We're working 1, join back to the picot on split ring D, D. And chain 11. Reverse work. Start ring FF with 3. Join back to ring E, E. We have 2 blue, 2 green, 1 green, 2 blue, 2 pink, and 3. Reverse your work. And we're chaining 12. Reverse your work. Ring GG has 4. join back to the 6th picot on ring FF, work 2 black, 2 pink and 4. Reverse work and chain 12. Reverse your work. Ring HH starts with 3. Join back to the 3rd picot on ring GG. Work 2. And our CPJ is through ring GG to the 5th picot on ring FF. Continue with 2. Join to the 4th picot on ring FF. Work 1 and green, 2 blue, 2 pink and 3. Reverse work and chain 12. Reverse work. Ring II is 4. Join to the 6th picot on ring HH. Work 2 black, 2 pink and 4. Reverse work and chain 12. reverse work, ring JJ starts with 3, join to the third picot on ring I, work 2, and our CPJ through ring II to the 6th picot on ring, to the 5th picot on ring H. We have 2, joining to the 4th picot on ring HH, and continue with 1 and green, 2 blue, 2 pink, and 3. Reverse work and chain 12. Reverse work, ring K has 4, join back to the 6th picot on ring JJ. We're working 2 black, 2 pink, and 4. Reverse work and chain 12. Reverse work for our final ring. Ring LL has 3. Join to the 3rd picot on ring KK. work 2, and our CPJ is through ring KK to the 5th picot on ring JJ. We're working 2, and joining to the 4th picot on ring JJ. Work 1, and join to the 3rd picot on ring FF. Continue with 2, work a CPJ through ring EE to the 2nd picot on ring F. So once again we're coming from the top. Work 2, and join to the 1st picot on ring EE. Finish our ring with 3. Reverse your work. We're chaining 11. If you're using magic loops, the 2nd set go in now. work one, and cut and tie your ends into the base of ring EE. So I've pulled that core thread up through the base, and I'm going to tie a square knot. Get rid of my tails. It's ready to be blocked. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed working the Elaine bookmark with me. Wishing all the amazing mums a very happy Mother's Day, with a special mention to my own mum. You are an awesome, kind of wonderful. I love you. Happy Mother's Day.